Okay, are we ready to start the meeting?
1 second.
Okay, you tell me when and I'll open up the meeting.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, welcome today to our Public Financing Authority meeting. And I would like to call the meeting to order at 9 a.m. And then, Eric, do you need to take roll call?
Sure. Vice Chair Carter,
Present.
Supervisor Barger,
Present.
Mayor Hepburn,
Present.
Mr. Ivy,
Here.
Mr. Skelton.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to item number 2, which is the election of officers. At this time, I ask for any nominations for the chair.
This is Gilbert, and I'd like to make a nomination. I'd like to make a nomination of Catherine Barger as chair of our committee, and also thank Robin for your wonderful work that you've done thus far.
I will second that.
Thank you. Okay, so we have a first and a second. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Aye. Okay, do you need to take a verbal roll call on that vote, Eric, or is that good enough?
I think that's sufficient, Robin. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So at this time, I'll turn the meeting over to Catherine.
Well,
And-
thank you. Thank you, Robin. And I would trade places with you right now. I'd love to be where you are.
It is beautiful up here.
I know. So now we're going to go on to item number 3, which is the approval of the minutes, June 10th, 2020.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second.
Second.
I'll second that.
Any objection? Seeing no objection, the
None.
minutes are approved.
Thank you.
Now we will go on to item number 4, which is the protest hearing for the draft amended and restated infrastructure financing plan.
And I can take that if you'd like,
Sure.
Supervisor.
Sure.
Okay. And what I'd like to put out there is we will do the staff presentation on this, but also we've had an advance out there for the request for public comment. And I would ask that anybody who is interested in providing public comment as part of the public hearing, they email the email that we're monitoring, which is planning@cityoflaverne.org, and they can provide us with their phone number. We'll be prepared to call them, or they can send their comments in. And by way of information, and I think we share that, we have had one comment that has been received to this point, not specific to the infrastructure plan, but more generally about the goal line itself. With that, this item is the third in a series of actions, and it is technically the final action, but there will be one more confirming action. Hopefully next week we'll have to schedule a date to confirm the adoption of the resolution. But the infrastructure plan is the amended and restated plan, and I'll have Eric get into some more of the details that essentially folds the county into the EIFD for the city of Laverne that we had established some years ago. It is requirement of the state law that we take these series of actions that was amended after we initially adopted the enhanced infrastructure financing district. They changed the approval process for issuance of bonds. And so this 3-step process that we have gone through will make for a more streamlined process as we move into the next phase. And that is to be able to issue bonds in support of the projects that have been identified in the infrastructure plan. We do not anticipate that occurring for probably another 12 to 18 months, just simply because of the generation of funding to be able to issue those bonds. But I will let Eric spend a couple minutes going through some of the details of the infrastructure plan, and then I'll look for your approval after the public hearing.
Thank you. Yes, so the infrastructure financing plan identifies 14 total projects with a rough estimated cost of $33 million that is to be financed over the life of this district. These projects were identified as needed infrastructure to support the future gold mine extension into Laverne and cities east of us, as well as the infrastructure that's required so that the development that our Old Town Laverne specific plan envisions for the area can support. These range from a variety of things, from normal utility improvements such as water and sewer lines, some of which are over 100 years old in this portion of the city, to streetscape improvements, including lighted sidewalks, wider sidewalks, enhanced landscaping to make pedestrian access from the gold mine station to the surrounding area more efficient and safe to travel. One of the major projects identified in the plan is a pedestrian bridge, which would directly connect the gold line platform station to the Fairplex across the Arrow Highway and the Metrolink tracks, so that there's a direct connection for pedestrians using the gold line to access the fairgrounds. So this project also includes other enhancements such as undergrounding of utilities, all things that are identified to really enhance and meet the vision of the Old Town Laverne specific plan. Those items and those projects haven't changed since the city initiated this, the EIFD. As Bob mentioned, that the PFA is seeing this again, primarily because now we are including the county's participation. And so the financials of the plan were revised by our consultant team at Cosmos Companies. And so that's really what summarizes the infrastructure financing plan as it's been amended and restated, which is presented to you today for a vote during this protest hearing. This is the time that any landowners within the district would have an opportunity to protest the forming or the approval of the IFP. To date, we have not received any protests. As a result, based on state law, as there's less than 25% of the landowners that are protesting, with an ordinance approval, the city council or the planning or the public financing authority may approve the IFP. So we move forward with the issuance of bonds.
And I will just add to that, we have had several opportunities, the board may remember this, going back even a year and a half, where we have engaged the landowners in this area at informal meetings, as well as several public hearing opportunities, and even going back through all those, any of the comments we have received when the understanding what the EIFD have all been in support of this district. There hasn't been any concern or opposition in any of those discussions, even beyond today's hearing. So with that, I would just ask for if there are any questions from the board. I know you've seen this several times now, and if not, just open the public hearing.
Very good. Do any of my colleagues have any questions?
No.
So
No.
now we will open up the public comment, the public hearing.
We have not received any public comment to this time, at this time.
So now do we close the public hearing and vote on it?
Yes.
So we will close the public hearing. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
A second?
Second. I'll second it. Robin Carter.
Very good. Do we need to take roll on that?
We should probably take roll on this.
No.
Okay.
Oh, even though Peter said no. Go ahead, then a voice vote will be fine. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that is approved. Now we will move on to public comments. Do we have anybody that would like to make public comments today?
We do not.
Okay. Well, with that, I think that we're going to adjourn, but I just have to say again, I am so honored to be a part of this group. I'm excited for what we're going to do and working with the Gold Line and working with all of you. I think it's going to be a game changer out in your area. So thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If I could just make a real quick
Thank you very
comment.
much.
Yeah.
Just a real quick comment. I want to thank Catherine Barger, because without your direction and pushing this with our city, not only with the first one, but you helped to push this through and to make it work for us. And I think it's going to be a great opportunity for all of us. And I do appreciate that from the County of Los Angeles, as you always do, all the cities, and being on the calls with you, that extremely helpful. And we try to forge through some of this COVID stuff and all the other things we're dealing with, but we really appreciate that. Really got this pushed through, and thank you again. I look forward to having you on. I know everybody else does too, that make this thing happen.
Yep.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
All right, let's get it done. That's right.
Let's get
bring
it done.
home.
Get a project going. Exactly. Thank you.
Be safe, stay socially distancing and mask. So with that, have a great day.
Thank
You
you.
too. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.